Welcome back to Hawks Live. I'm Michael Bumpus with Paul Moyer. We are joined now by Seahawks running back Kenny McIntosh. Give it up one more time for my guy.
How y'all doing?
Kenny, I gotta say, man, we pretty much related, man. Because your brother went to Wazoo and I'm a Cougs, so that makes us family all the
I just
time.
figured out that information when I walked up here. I knew that was going to happen. But that's crazy, though, yeah, man. My boy Dion did go out there and did his thing.
He did his thing, man.
Last year, I believe, 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, he went out there and went crazy, man.
He gave us a run game when we really needed it, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I remember one game, it was storming out there. My parents told me they couldn't even see the field out there.
That's a long way from home, man. That's not even Seattle. I mean, that Pullman.
That's farther than farther, you know what I'm saying? I'm at the bottom of the mount from South Florida, you know what I'm saying? That's too far. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he dealt with it.
Sorry, I'm taking you on a different route. I was going to bring you there later, but you know, his brother went to Notre Dame, and then he transferred to Washington State. Not a lot of people do that, other than Bumpus, who went there right out of high school. But what got him there? To Washington State. I mean,
so he ended up going on Notre Dame, like you mentioned. After been there for like 2-3 years, I want to say he ended up leaving, went JUCO, East Mississippi. Went crazy at East Mississippi, broke records there, and then ended up at Washington. So, he just had a tough little journey that bad he made. Everybody goes through ups and downs and stuff like that. So, fortunately, he got his opportunity to go, play in the XFL, I want to say. I believe in Houston. So he got his chance. He's steady working. He's steady grinding for that opportunity again. So it kind of worked out for him.
Yeah.
Was he on Last Chance U?
Man, they left the year before he got there. You know what I'm saying? They just left. Went to I think it was Indy.
Went to Indy.
Indy, yeah. They went to Indy. They went to Indy. They just left. But that's the school that everybody watched on Netflix, and everybody seen the man yelling in the screen. In the stands and stuff. He was there. I went there actually to go see him there and witness it myself. So it was a nice experience for him, man.
Yeah.
Man, you 500 yards receiving your last year at Georgia.
Yeah.
Is that something that you kind of grew into, or did you receive the ball in high school as well? Talk me through it.
I grew up, just wanting the ball in my hands, man, and I actually played different positions. I was an athlete. This was an athlete. So, but it was just something about that ball being in my hands. So, I fell in love with playing running back. So, it wasn't even just running back. I played, multiple positions, like I mentioned. So, quarterback, just having the ball in my hands, man. But when you mentioned catching the ball is something my dad always did for me when I was a little boy in the house, man, just tossing the ball with me. So, catching the ball was just, nothing major to me, just, second nature, you know what I'm saying? So it was just easy. So running routes and stuff like that and just being the athletic person I was and, it translated easy. So after I figured out that was a specialty in my game out there on the football field, I just bought into it and stopped doing running back drills. I'm not going to lie. I started doing wide receiver drills. I wanted to run routes and, be crisp in my routes and stuff like that because I knew that was going to be separation from, me playing running back. And, they already divided running backs. And my dad played running back, so that's how I knew all these things when I was younger. So he taught me all this, always being in my ear to let me know about that. So, I had to stand out and do something different in my game. And, being able to catch the ball was something that separated me from a lot of guys.
Well, you mentioned you're an athletic guy. I mean, you come from an athletic family.
Yes.
You mentioned your one brother's running back at Washington State. I think, is it a DJ? Or
Dion.
RJ.
Dion McIntosh at Washington State, RJ McIntosh at Miami.
He was Miami defensive end, played in the NFL for a few years as well. What other things you do in high school from an athlete standpoint?
I played basketball. I ran a little track outside of my high school, school, but I did track on the side. But basketball was mainly my main focus after football.
Everybody thinks they can play basketball in the
I'm
Seahawks.
I'm a little hooper.
Have you had to go and shoot in the
I did
there?
a few times. I can't tell you my record right now, but no, I did a few times though, and I get out there and do my thing. I do my thing.
Hey, so you know how this goes in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 states that think they got the ballers. It's Cali, Texas, Florida. Now, I'm from Cali. We from Cali.
Come on.
And now, I went and trained in the NFL in Florida. And that was my real when I go, yeah, these Florida boys are something different, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
One of my dudes told me he played at Florida State. He went on to play in the NFL for a while. I don't know if he was gassing me up or not, but he was like, yeah, man, we go and chase rabbits. I go, get out of here. You ain't chasing no dang rabbit. That's real?
No, that's real. That's real,
on.
man. People go out there and chase rabbits for real, though. I can't speak for myself. I'm from Fort Lauderdale. But I done seen and heard people from North Florida, up north a little bit, up to that do that in Chase Rapids. I actually played against guys on the teams, and you can just see the separation or the difference of
It's crazy.
Speed that it is out there. Because I'm from South Florida, and playing against people from Florida that's up north, and everybody thinks South Florida got the speed, but going up north a little bit, them boys out there chasing little rabbits, them boys, you can just see it on the field, just see the separation that, it caused on the game. So it's crazy.
Different.
It is different.
It's different.
I'm telling you, hey, it's something about the water, though, they say, though. It might be the water down there. The water might be different, though.
Look, it's something, man. But now, with that being said, Georgia thinks they got a bunch of athletes, too, which they do. And you, a Florida kid, your brother goes to Miami.
Yeah.
How do you end up going to Georgia?
I wanted to win, man.
There you go.
I wanted to win. It was a lot of things I wanted, and that Georgia provided me, man. So, I'm bringing you back to high school, man. I went to a private school in high school, Davie, Florida. Not too big. They won the national championships, I want to say 2 years before I got there. I got there my 8th grade year. So I started playing 8th grade football, varsity football for 5 years. So, that was another reason why I went to the school, to go there to play varsity football. So then after I got my offer to go to Georgia, getting out of Florida was like a no-brainer, you know what I'm saying? Because Florida schools wasn't – Miami ain't like the old Miami. Yeah. Florida not like the Florida or right. Florida. Florida State, they just had their best year this year, and didn't even make the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? So Georgia was, the next thing up, and I wasn't able to feel that at high school. Like I said, we wasn't the biggest school. Like, I could have went to St. Thomas. Aquinas, everybody know about St. Thomas Aquinas, American Heritage down there. But I ended up choosing Georgia because I wanted an O-line. That's one, too. Me being a running back, I needed an O-line to run behind. That's going to protect me out there. And I wanted to win, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go out there and compete with the best of the best, playing in the SEC, the best division, and, out there and compete with the best. Like I said, running backs, it was RBU, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia's RBU. Everybody knows that. And, I consider myself to be the best, so... coming from South Florida, we got a mentality out there, and we're not scared to compete. So that's something I always had in my head when I was a young kid. And, man, when I knew Georgia was an offer, it was a no-brainer.
Well, and when you did, I mean, not very many guys get to say they're a two-time, college football champion like you guys did, back to back. But Georgia, when you went there, they weren't what they are yet. I mean, they obviously, great name. I mean, I had friends from California actually went to Georgia when people weren't going to the SEC, but the experience going there, all the recruiting trip. Talk about just Kirby Smart and what made it something so special that was no-brainer for you.
Like I said, they actually were on the verge of winning. They were just going through Bama. Bama was that bump in the road they couldn't get over, you know what I'm saying? So actually, I told this to Kirby before I committed to him. I told him I wanted to be the reason or part of the reason we won or beat Bama. So that just talking to Kirby, man, like you said, I talked to him, had, countless of conversations with him, and just how he kept it so real. Not just him, the whole coaching staff, the relationships we built on, the O-line coach, of course, he just kept it so real with me and just made me feel comfortable, man, and I felt the brotherhood there. And that's something I had at my high school and something I wanted to go into college. So that brotherhood is something that, caught my attention. And also them, they was going to the national championship but just not winning because of Bama, or going to the SEC championship just not winning because of Bama. And I wanted to be, because of the competitor I am, like I mentioned, I wanted to be, a part of that team because I knew we was so close. If you see the games, you know what I mean. SEC championship, they were supposed to win. One call messed it up the game, so little things like that, and I just knew that Georgia was going to be the team to, beat Bama. And they did more than that, you know what I'm saying? They did more than that. God blessed me with 2 national championships, like you said, and, not a lot of people can say that. So.
No.
Longest flight I ever took was leaving Washington State and going to Fort Lauderdale to train. The longest
crazy.
flight ever. I hop off the plane, and I'm like, I'm in a totally different place. I'm on first, they're calling things turnpike. I'm like, what the heck is the turnpike? And they got big old iguanas in the middle of the turnpike. I'm like, it's a whole different world, man.
I'm telling you,
I was there for 8 weeks, and it took some adjusting, man. So now you did the opposite. You went from down there up here, man. What was that journey like, and what are the differences, and how do you like it up here?
Man, first of all, I love it up here. Y'all got me up here at a great time when it was the summer. The sun was out.
You.
Everybody was outside. Nowadays, like now this time of season, people not outside no more. You know, it's raining, it's foggy, you know, stuff like that. So that's the number one difference, the biggest difference there. But you know, down south, that scene, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy God got me out of that scene. You know, like I always experienced being away from the house. I'm the youngest out of my family, so I always did things differently. I was spoiled. I was able to do stuff different than my older siblings. Right. So I wasn't always home as much. I was always gone. So that's probably another reason I went to Georgia, to get away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now that I look at it, that I think God blessed me by coming up here, you know, getting away from South Florida, because, you know, it's the same. Like people that's not from there, you know, I hear this all the time. People that's not from there and they go to visit, they fall in love with it and stuff like that. I grew up with it and seen it and did everything I can do down there, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, that's my home. I'm always going, you know, go there. I'll always be back there, find my way back there, you know what I'm saying? But up here, man, it's just different, man. I just love the people here. I love the fans, number one. I think they, you know, the 12s, I'm saying, I love them. I think they're, you know, special. I think the brotherhood here on this football team, too, as well, like I mentioned, and that takes you a far way if you don't know that a lot. So that's why I mentioned it, because the brotherhood and what you guys do on a day-to-day basis, not a lot of guys can do it, man, and it shows. And, you know, to be there for your brother each and every day, it shows a lot as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you that you talked about the love and the brotherhood when you're at Georgia, and obviously what Kirby built there. Is it similar here with
Definitely,
Pete
man. I said it, my fault, I didn't even catch up, but everything since I got here, man, even the coaches can say it, man, everything I've seen at Georgia, I see here. And I want to say Kirby got it from Pete, of course, but everything is just similar. The meetings, the walkthroughs, the practice, everything, just how we go about things, how he wants us to think, how Kirby, you know, Kirby, that's another thing. Kirby, man, do a tremendous job of getting the guys to buy into their roles, buy into what their responsibilities, you know, getting them to grow up and to be a man. And I think that's what took us far at Georgia. You know, we used to have these meetings called skull meetings just to, you know, dive into your brain, man, mentally. Like, we already know, 5 stars, 4 stars. He don't care about that. He want to know, you know, if you mentally tough, you know what I'm saying? So that's the little things we did at Georgia, you know, that got us far, you know, because we already knew we was going to be physically prepared, but when it get to that time, how you mentally going to be, you know, that's going to take you a far way. So that's another reason.
Do you hear about, because obviously Georgia put guys in the league, right? I'm sure you got dudes you play with who are in the league at different teams. Definitely. Do you ever compare stories about how the culture is different, how experiences are different with your former teammates?
From, like, different teams?
Yeah.
Of course, man. Of course. A lot of guys don't got it like me. I can say that right now. Up here, man, Pete take care of us. He do a tremendous job. I can just see that already now by how the old heads are on the team and how they take care of their bodies and stuff like that. So a lot of guys on the team, man, they not getting the same amount of, you know, love that we got at dealing with Pete here and stuff like that. So a lot of guys going through it like they're still in college, if that makes sense. Going through camp like it's still in college, if y'all know what that is, it's harder, you know what I'm saying? You out there with more pads on, you out there longer on the field and stuff like that. I'm not saying that we don't do that here or we don't compete, because that's the theme of the, you know, of Pete's memo, you know what I'm saying? So all it is, you got to come and be compete each and every day. So I think Kirby and Pete are, you know, definitely one of the top coaches, and they, you know, they dig the game because just how mentally prepared they get us. That's why.
Well, you know, like we're affiliated with the team, right? We cover the games pre, halftime, and post. So we always ask about guys, and we ask about you, and the word is like you never have a bad day. Like you show up the same every single day.
Man, like I'm sorry about that again, but I'll try to, you know, show up and be the same person again, because I'm, you know, like I said, I'm my brother's keeper, man. Even if I'm having a bad day, you probably won't know about it, because I don't want you to, you know, feed off my energy. Because I'm having a bad day, you don't got to have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? So I try to, you know, hide it. Even if I do have a bad day, you know, hide it with a smile. You know, everybody, you know, they can't tell you if I'm smiling, what I'm going through, if I'm smiling and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, I just try to keep my energy high, man. Bring the team together, bring laughter to the team, you know. Be that, just my character. That's the type of guy I am. You know, I can't play football. I'll be angry. You know what I'm saying? I can't play football mad. I'm going to go out there and do something crazy. So, you know, as long as I be myself and, you know, keep that smile on my face, make everybody else laugh. You know, just make sure they're in a good mood and stuff like that. It's gonna take us a far way, believe it or not. So I learned that at Georgia as well too.
Well, we could talk to you for. I really could. Man, I just we do this every week. We have people and. Just the way you think through your thoughts on this, man. You got a great soul. I mean, it comes out. It's really natural. I got a real quick last question. Now you're up here. What do you like to do? What do you like
we ain't got to go nowhere. Come on.
What do you like to do on your free time?
I like to fish. I like to watch movies. I'm a good movie guy. But I do like to go out there and get on that water sometimes. I cast it out there, ease my mind, peaceful. I like to bowl. I'm a good bowler, though. I go out there. I'm a competitor.
I have to go
anything what it is doing, we can do whatever. Ping pong, trash ball, whatever. It don't matter what it is. Stacking up chairs, musical chairs, whatever it is, man. I'm gonna be a competitor and go out there, give it my all, man. That's something I like to do. So that's what I like.
Kenny, man, we appreciate your time.
I appreciate
coming out
y'all
here on
for
a Thursday.
having me, man.
We can't wait to see what you do, man. We watch you during camp. We know you're on your way, man.
I can't wait to show.